Global Peace Broadcasting Network GPBN podcast. Donald Trump, appointed by God, a conversation on faith, leadership, and politics. I am Ella. Hello everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Global Peace Broadcasting Network podcast, where we discuss world affairs with respect, wisdom, and hope. Today's topic is one that has generated passionate discussion around the world. Donald Trump, appointed by God. Many people, especially among Christians, believe that God raises leaders for specific seasons. Others disagree and believe political leaders should be evaluated by their actions and policies rather than claims of divine appointment. Joining me is Reverend Samuel. Welcome, Reverend.
Thank you, Ella. It is a pleasure to be here. Let me begin by saying, this is my personal conviction as a Christian, and I respect that sincere believers may hold different views. The Bible teaches that God is sovereign over the affairs of nations. Romans 13 reminds us that governing authorities exist under God's sovereignty, and passages such as Daniel 2, verse 21 declare that God changes times and seasons. He removes kings and raises up kings. Because of that, I believe God can work through leaders, even imperfect ones, to accomplish particular purposes in history. Thank you, Ella. It is a pleasure to be here. Let me begin by saying, this is my personal conviction as a Christian, and I respect that sincere believers may hold different views. The Bible teaches that God is sovereign over the affairs of nations. Romans 13 reminds us that governing authorities exist under God's sovereignty, and passages such as Daniel 2, verse 21 declare that God changes times and seasons. He removes kings and raises up kings. Because of that, I believe God can work through leaders, even imperfect ones, to accomplish particular purposes in history.
That is an interesting perspective. Many supporters of President Donald Trump point to what they see as major accomplishments during his time in office. What do you think those are?
Supporters often highlight several areas. They point to his emphasis on strengthening the U.S. economy, reducing certain taxes, encouraging domestic manufacturing, and focusing on border security. Many evangelical Christians particularly appreciated his appointment of conservative federal judges and his public support for religious liberty. On foreign policy, many supporters praise his strong relationship with Israel, including the decision to recognize Jerusalem as Israel's capital and the Abraham Accords, which helped normalize relations between Israel and several Arab nations. Regarding Nigeria, supporters welcomed continued security cooperation between the United States and Nigeria, particularly in efforts to combat terrorism and strengthen regional security. They also point to continued diplomatic and commercial engagement between the two countries. From their perspective, these actions demonstrated decisive leadership during a challenging period.
However, Reverend, there are many Americans and many Christians who see things differently. They argue that while they may agree with some of President Trump's policies, they have concerns about his leadership style, his rhetoric, and the level of political division during his time in office. Others question whether any political leader should be described as specially appointed by God in a way that sets them apart from other leaders. How would you respond?
That is a fair question. As Christians, we should be careful and humble. The Bible records that God used leaders such as Cyrus, Nebuchadnezzar, David, and others to accomplish his purposes. Some were deeply faithful, others were not. So when someone says, I believe God raised up Donald Trump, they are expressing a belief about God's providence, not declaring that the leader is perfect or beyond criticism. Every leader is accountable to God and to the people they serve. No president, prime minister, or king is without faults. Our responsibility is to pray for leaders, encourage justice, speak truth with love, and evaluate policies carefully.
So your point is not that everyone must agree with your opinion, but that believers should recognize God's sovereignty while remaining thoughtful and discerning.
Exactly. Whether someone supports President Trump or disagrees with him, we should avoid hatred and personal attacks. Democracy allows citizens to debate policies respectfully. Faith reminds us to pray for wisdom, justice, and peace. Ultimately, no political party or leader is our ultimate hope. Our trust is in God.
Thank you, Reverend. Today's discussion reminds us that politics can be passionately debated without losing respect for one another. Whether you believe Donald Trump was raised up by God for a particular purpose, or whether you simply evaluate his presidency through the lens of public policy, one principle remains the same. Nations flourish when leaders pursue justice, integrity, peace, and the common good, and when citizens engage responsibly in the democratic process. This is Global Peace Broadcasting Network. GPBN, informing minds, inspiring hope, connecting our world through peace. Good night.